Right. Crazy, balmy goings on in my mind. Not slept a single wink entire night. It's been more than 24 hours since I've last had any sleep. Yeah. Does it look like I'm phased though? Nah, because there's good stuff, good and bad stuff going on in my head. So if I don't actually get at least 2 or 3 hours sleep between the time I finish nattering with you and 10 o'clock in the morning, it's not going to be pretty, either myself or the day. Pardon me. Yes, been ill again, but that's because we're burning the candle at both ends all the time. Not good. Okay, the table is going to be creaking, my voice is croaking, I'll be coughing. No editing. What you get is what you get. So, welcome to Blue Garden Cottage at stupid o'clock in the morning. Yeah, okay. So, what's been going on in my head? Excuse me, I had to write down my show notes. Right, so whether you're watching the video podcast on YouTube or listening on your usual podcast provider, welcome to the Blue Garden Cottage podcast show. Yep, where I'm going to be talking about all sorts of things related to homesteading, homemaking, self-reliance, crafting, and whatever else is current and relevant for us here, and hopefully inspire you as well at the same time in something or the other, and give you some kind of value, although I'm not quite sure what that would be. So 2 things particularly have been on my mind and stealing sleep from me. 3 actually, but I'm just going to focus on 2. Excuse me. I should cover the microphone when I do that, shouldn't I? Okay, now, one not so good, the other goodish. Okay, so what do you want first? It's not good or bad news. It's jumbled up, both together, connected. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you the not so good one first. That's really been working on my mind and actually leads on to the good, and then something I have for you that I need, but hopefully will be able to reward you for. Okay. And no, I'm not asking you for ideas. I need your input on something. I need you to help me figure out something. Okay. So, okay, let me go through this now. But I'm not editing. There's not enough time in a week for me to do that. So, bear with me. Right, 2 things. Let me see where I am. Crazy goings on in politics. The same thing that all people either completely or partially reliant on social welfare have to go through all the time. It's the ever-present problem in that there is a serious stigma if you're having to rely on social welfare either completely or as top-ups, because your wages are just so low that not even the minimum requirement, you don't even get the minimum requirement to be able to live according to the government. Not just the stigma, but the ever-present continuous roll-on of politicians coming up with harebrained ideas on how to tackle the social pariah and expense of people who they like to label as wanting to be on the dole and not wanting to work, labeling people as lazy, creating this whole social idea to vilify people who are having to rely on help. But the latest excuse me, the latest thing is that I'm not mentioning names or parties or anything like that, but certain politicians are threatening or promising that disabled people will be forced to work from home. I am not going to go into all the intricacies and implications of all things related to that. It's too much. I totally support all of us being able to find work that actually pays the bills, that can buy us our freedom and our self-reliance, if that is possible. But for very many disabled people, the nature of their disabilities, I am sorry, it's impossible for them. In those situations, they expect the other people in the house, or the other person, to get a job. But what if you are that person and you are the carer for the disabled person? Yeah, like I said, not even going there. That's not what I'm talking to you about. That's not the bit that I'm wanting to talk to you about. That is a whole another topic. The main issue I want to talk to you about is politicians and their agendas. And one of their agendas is election times coming up soon. And it's another one of those pre-election type promises and strategies. And yeah, we're going to get rid of this expense on our economy and these pariahs on society. And we're going to tackle this situation. You know, one of their tactics is always to say, well, we did it. We lowered the amount of people on benefits. We're encouraging them to back into work. And we're fixing the economy. So my bugbear is that not on my watch will they ever claim credit for me and mine escaping the dole. That is, as if you've been following Blue Garden Cottage since I started my YouTube channel, if you've been following, you will know that since 2015, I've been trying to find any way that could possibly work as a business for me to be able to do and still be home to help and support, for us to do something as a couple and anything that family could help with, for our own self-reliance. Self-reliance has been a goal for us, and we've been trying to tackle it from a lot of different angles. But financially, and as far as escaping the dole goes, I have been trying to find all sorts of ways of doing that. Excuse me. No. And you will know that up to now I have tried quite a few things. I do write. I have published 2 books. I'm not yet promoting them properly yet. All sorts of reasons. Some financial, some lack of skill and a lack of finances and time, along with all the other requirements. But those come under excuses in a way, so we're not going to focus on those, because with things being ramped up, I am desperate to find a way to ramp up our earning capacity so that I can literally escape completely from the dole and be completely self-reliant without any financial help or top up, because I really don't want any politician claiming credit for our efforts. Not happening. You're not having that. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. But, as you know, the book writing, creating journals, those things as yet haven't been earners yet. I've earned pittance really. I am registered as self-employed, so the government have full access to all my earning information. I am not hiding anything or doing anything underhanded. The relevant social welfare departments know about this. They've got me noted down. So there's nothing hidden. There's nothing dodgy. I am totally transparent. And that's how I want it to be and to stay. It's a question of integrity and honesty. That's why it's so difficult, because I refuse to do things underhanded. So yeah, in my mind, what's robbing me of sleep is figuring out what I could do now. Let me see, where am I? Excuse me a minute. Oh, done that. No flaming politician is going to claim credit. Nope, definitely not. So what am I going to do? That brings me to the good stuff. The positive side, the planning bit. As you know, if you've been following me for the past like 4 or 5 years, we're 2018, 19. Every single year, this last month of the year, the last week of the year, is my planning self-assessment week, where I go through all of the previous year, check on all progress, what have I achieved, what is there still to achieve, what do I have to change, what needs to be tweaked, what's been successful, what else could we do. And that applies to both homestead, business, anything that needs doing. So that whole week goes to planning, assessment, and it's that crossover. It's essential for my brain to have that crossover from one year to another. And it really has been helpful. And I read through my journals, because I've got a journal for the homesteading, I've got a journal for business, and I've got a personal journal. Now let's see if the phone will allow me to upload more. Anyway, as I was saying, doing that self-assessment, that planning week. Let me take this off. I'll blind you with the glaring of the light. Finding and looking for ways and opportunities and means of being able to fund our escape means swallowing my pride. It means getting more vulnerable and depending on you for not help, but input, your ideas, your thoughts on the specific subject. Now, as I said, I have already signed up to Prodigy, which is a dropshipping company that has really good environmental credentials, and they produce eco products, which is the one thing that I was looking for in dropshipping. I didn't want just any old common dropshipping products that didn't at least have some ethical ties and sourcing to it. So Prodigy has been the one I've signed up for, and I am working on some designs for merchandise, t-shirts, sweatshirts, other apparel, mugs, artwork, tea towels, whatever. There's quite a lot from Prodigy and a lot of good ideas there. I have yet to start using that and creating the products. I have the plans, but that's along with the books is going to take a lot longer. That's more of a long-term side hustle kind of thing. What I need more urgently, I thought up, was let me see where we've got to on these notes so I don't forget anything. I know I wouldn't qualify for or even dare to do a GoFundMe thing. That is for specific charitable fundraising. I'm not that. Mine is different, and I wouldn't dare be so arrogant as to do that. Or, yeah, just I'm not doing that. So that is out of the question. I've never felt comfortable with signing up to Patreon because in my mind I just couldn't see what I could offer of value to patrons who are contributing as a reimbursement or a what do you call, like a thank you token for contributions. So I couldn't in my mind imagine signing up to Patreon. I didn't know what I could offer in return for contributions. It needs to generally be usually sorry, usually you would offer something in return, and I thought maybe I could offer something like every quarter of the year, offer recipes. I could offer the first page or chapter of my whatever book I've written before it gets published or gets shared anywhere else. I could share free PDFs that I create to sell. Normally I could give free to the patrons. So what do you think on those ideas? What do you think I have of value to offer to patrons if I signed up to Patreon account? What value could I offer the patrons? I know that some people will release the video first, whatever videos they make for YouTube or whatever, they first release to patrons a week before it's out on YouTube. So that's another thing. But what do you think about that? If I were to do that, what kind of ideas would you think I should offer? And then, of course, there's my PayPal account, which I have. People could donate there if they wanted to. But again, that's a bit like asking for handouts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not too proud to gratefully accept if somebody wants to give me money and I could use it towards our self-reliance. But I do think it's something really important to be able to earn your rewards or finances or self-reliance. Sorry. That's really important to me. And then there's, of course, affiliate marketing. As you know, I'm not going to qualify yet for YouTube partnership because I have less than 1,000 subscribers and less than 4,000 watch hours on my videos. So you could support me by watching videos all the way through and sharing, liking. Those kinds of things actually help. And for those who haven't yet subscribed, if you subscribe, those all help towards being able to monetize the channel. But that's not a good source of income. I would rather find other ways. So affiliate marketing would be one of those where if I use a product from, say, Amazon or another company, and I give a review of that product or mention that product and list the link for that product and company in the description boxes of with whatever social media platform I use, and somebody clicks on that link in the description boxes, then I would get paid a small commission. I mean, that's not a huge amount, especially since I have very few subscribers and viewers. It's a very small channel. So if companies running affiliate programs usually like their affiliates to have quite a good following. So again, on that count, I need a lot more followers for them to want to allow me to join the affiliate marketing programs. But I think that would be a good way. Some people use a combination of all of those things. So I would obviously concentrate affiliates with things that are relevant to Blue Garden Cottage, so homesteading, homemaking, crafting, entrepreneurship, and self-reliance. So anything that I review or use or share information of would be related to those. Yeah, so that's what I said. The catch would be that companies like you to have quite a following before they'll let you join their affiliate programs. But I can try, and I know I could monetize a podcast and a blog posts. So I'm working on those. I could monetize those without having the requirements that YouTube make and other affiliates. But if I could get on to doing those two, I know I could monetize those platforms and be able to make money from them. So I am working on those. So the sleep stealers, those are them as a summary of the solutions that I came up with was joining Patreon, getting affiliated for affiliate marketing, grow my platforms and accounts to be able to monetize them, get blogging and podcasting. Those are the strategies. And what I need then to do is to be an entrepreneur and a businesswoman that I am. But also, first and foremost, most importantly, be someone you all can turn to for inspiration. I'd love to be able to help you get some transformation, some getting from one state to another in your journeys. I hope I'll be able to do that. And what I need from you right now is your feedback. I already had some viewer points of interest and feedback on the whole homesteading thing, but what I need particularly from you at this stage is your input on those solutions that I've put forward to you and your ideas. I have to admit I need help escaping the doll if I'm going to do it any quicker, so that I could manage that. I can't do it on my own. Having to rely on social welfare and try the things that I need to do usually take quite a bit of money out of housekeeping, because we don't have any savings. I mean, we're limited to what you're allowed to have in savings, so I can't do it on my own. And you all know everybody's going through skyrocketing costs, so there's even less funding available. So I need your help in figuring out. I'm doing this with my nails because my mind is busy. I would like to provide you with value, and to be able to do that and to be able to escape the dole, I'd like your input, please. And in exchange for your help in escaping the dole, I will continue to share the journey with you, share progress, and hopefully provide you with value. And if there's anybody out there in the same position, be able to help them to do the same thing. Yeah. So, and instead of the politicians getting the credit for getting us self-reliant, you, the viewers and listeners, supporters, get the credit for helping us to gain our self-reliance. I don't mind giving you the credit. I just don't want to give it to politicians. So it's those crazy sleep stealers I'm dealing with, and I really appreciate your help on that. So what do you say? You know, I'm really, really grateful for you all. I appreciate your support in whatever you do on all the social media platforms, and your help and your input. I really appreciate your support. Between now and the next video, proper video, next week, the next videos will be on YouTube. Podcast will be January again. So the next video is on YouTube. If you want to pop in to see that, is I wanted to play some games with you, Christmas game, instead of my usual recipes that I share at Christmas time. So until then, until the next podcast and until next week, take care, folks. Stay well. Come back again soon. I really love and appreciate you. Take care. Bye-bye.